This is a follow-up video to the previous one, where I covered the topic of how I personally compile. In this video, however, I'll be covering how you can compile in different ways for different purposes. This video is split up into 5 separate parts with timestamps in the description. You can use those to jump to the relevant sections. Section 1. Testing gameplay entities. As an example situation, you might have just finished placing your payload track and you want to check that the cart moves along it nicely, doesn't get stuck, points in the right direction, that sort of thing. Or maybe you've placed some doors and want to check that their move directions are in the correct orientation, or that the relevant team filters allow only the correct team to open them. For a compile like this, you don't need to waste any time calculating visibility or worrying about any lighting. All you need is VBSP, copy file, and run game.
We have commandeered my point.
Section 2. Testing for your graybox vibes. As an example situation, you might be 3/4 of the way through your initial layout grayboxing and want to check the scale of things in first person, or assess the general vibe of the environment lighting that you've planned. You want to see the lighting, but it doesn't have to be super duper accurate. For this, you will need VBSP. VVis on fast setting will do. We don't need it to do its full calculation. Then run VRAD on a fast setting. I use bounce 2 and no extra, and then finish up with copy file and run game. Section 3. Visibility optimization check. As an example situation, you've just placed some area portals, or done a pass converting some detail geometry into func details, and you want to see how that's affected visibility. For this, you don't need any lighting at all, so we'll skip VRAD entirely and just run VBSP and VVis on standard settings, then copy file and run game. Section 4. Testing lighting or details. As an example situation, you're hard at work on a detailing pass, maybe you've added some lights or adjusted the sun settings, and you want to see exactly how those affect an area in the fullest detail. For this type of compile, there is no getting around the fact that you need to run VRAD on its fullest settings. We can, however, skip a full visibility calculation and just run VVis on fast. So you'll need to check VBSP, VVis on fast, VRAD with both final, any custom lights.rad, static prop polys, texture shadows, static prop lighting. I also set my smoothing angle to 46, but that is optional. And of course, copy file and run game. To supplement VRAD doing its job properly, it's important to have a fully configured lights.rad file. You can either make one by hand and manually add to it all the props that have transparency in their materials, or you can use an automated tool like Rad Shadowman. To use Rad Shadowman, first download and extract that to a location you're happy with, then add a new step into your compile. This can go anywhere before the VRAD step. In the command box, put the exact file path of the Rad Shadowman executable. You can use the browser for this, you don't have to type it out by hand. For the parameters box, click the little palms button and choose map path no file name, add a single slash, and then choose map file name no extension. You'll want to copy this, and then in the VRAD parameters, paste it right after light, and add .rad. Now that you have this, anytime that first step is checked, Rad Shadowman will scan the VMF and either create or update a light.rad file saved in the exact same location as your map's VMF. Section 5. Publishing. As an example situation, you think you're ready for testing with other players or are ready to publish your map to the Steam Workshop. This is a compile where, as John Hammond would say, we spare no expense. So we start with Rad Shadowman. Hopefully you already have a lights.rad file for this map, but just in case, start with Rad Shadowman. Then VBSP, VRAS on its standard settings, and then VRAD on its fuller settings, which I explained in the previous section. Then finish up with copy file and run game. Once your compile is finished and you check that it's all working and looking exactly how you want it to in-game, you'll want to build cube maps, pack in any custom assets, and run a compression step known as repacking. But as these steps fall outside of Hammer++, that's material for another tutorial. This video was a continuation of an experiment. If you found this interesting or useful, please let me know in the comments below. I'm interested in making more explainer or tutorial videos covering similar topics relating to Team Fortress 2 level design. If you have specific topics that you would like me to cover, please also let me know. Thank you.